so excited about tonight's show. What an incredible lineup we have for you. He remains one of the greatest players to wear an England shirt, known to us simply as Gazza. Paul Gascoigne is here. He was the defender who struck fear into the eyes of his opponents, known affectionately, if it can be affectionate, as Psycho. Stuart Pearce will be joining us. Kept guard for his country for 15 consecutive years. The show is in safe hands because David Seaman is here. Three iconic English footballers on one purple sofa, so let's kick off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, please welcome Paul Gascoigne. To get a reception like that.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And we give out tickets for people to come to the studio. As soon as people knew you were coming on, sold out within minutes.
That's nice, yeah.
It is. And does the support matter to you? Do you like actually feeling that?
I love it. No, I think it's important, and I had a great career. I loved it, and I always had it throughout my career. And sometimes you think it's all gone when you finish playing, and it's always good to have a nice, trustworthy support group around you, But yeah, it's really nice, and obviously the supporters as well. And fans, I don't call them fans, I call them friends, because they come up to us and always wish us well, and how you doing and that. So it's really nice, you have both sides of it.
And you must feel now that you're in a safer position where you can trust people, because for years, going through the phone hacking and the case that you've just been through and the settlement you finally got, you couldn't trust anybody. You must have got paranoid.
Well, 6 years from the news world was horrendous, and then because no one believed us, and the only people I was speaking to was my family. So when the stories were coming out in the paper, I said, believe me family. You're the only ones I've told. It's not possible. So I fell out with them, which I never fell out in my life. So that was like the toughest month I've had. And it was hard. I mean, my sister and the other one, and I got my sections, because I thought I went a bit crazy. But it wasn't, because I felt at home in that place. They were brilliant, honestly. It was like Jerry Springer. But it's scary, you think, well, what can I say to someone? But like I said, I think my life's well documented. Me chat up line to women now is like, have you got YouTube or Google? If she says yes, I've got no chance. Nice meeting you, darling. See you later.
Yeah. But you seem very relaxed. Would you give yourself a rating out of 10 in terms of how you are inside your head? How are you out of 10?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have like maybe one good day out of a week, something the other way around, I might have a bad year, but I think I'm back to myself, It's hard though, when you get in, I sometimes you stop reading the papers because the stuff they've written about me, which isn't true, and you think, what is true, But like I said, all publicity is good publicity.
Well...
Otherwise I wouldn't be on the Claire Baldwin show. But
well, I'm not sure that's going to be the highlight of your life, though. It's sweet of you to say so.
Now you're looking fit.
So you're living now on the South Coast, but you were born in Gateshead in 1967. What were your dreams and ambitions as a child?
I think the school was stupid. They put me in geography. I can't even spell it. Put me in and it was Mr. Hepworth, I always remember him. And I was saying my name, and I kept on doing it. I'm like, that's not right, I've got to do this one proper. I'm only 14, and he comes up and I said, ask him, what are you doing? And when I'm putting my autographs through, what for? I said, I'm going to be a professional footballer. He went, and he's got all the classes stopped. He went, do you know there's only 1 in a million make a professional footballer? I went, yeah, no, I'm going to be that one. And he went out. So, I come back to the World Cup, and I thought, I've got someone I've got to visit, yeah. That's brilliant.
Did you go back? Did you go back to school?
I walked in, caused me a little bit, and I went straight to this classroom, and I always had a little window to this, and he was doing his class, and I put my head there, and he looked at us, and he went, I know. I went. And I went in. I went, you remember me? He went, you did well, didn't you? I went, yeah. I'll never say that to another kid. And I did it for 3 years. I was causing me every day. And it was good to get one back on him.
You really were 1 in a million, and I think arguably inspired a generation of great footballers, the likes of Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Paul Scholes. How does praise sit with you? How do you take it when amazing people say that
it's hard. It's, you know, it's that time when the Pope, I was training at Lazio, and the Pope, I didn't know that. They said, Paul, there's a phone call for you. And I went, tell him I'm training. And I went, no, I think you better take this call. I said, no, I'm training. It's more important I'm training. They went, they were shaking. I said, who is it? He said, it's the Pope. So I went, oh, all right then. So I just...
What did the Pope say to you?
Well, I picked it up and I went, you read Pope? But yeah, you get calls like that, you know. They're not always like that.
Your life has been very well documented, as you said, in the press, but also photographs that sort of last for, well, this one will certainly last for centuries, I would say. Just talk us through what exactly what's going on here, because Vinnie Jones looks like he's trying really hard, and you're just laughing.
Yeah, I mean, he did actually grab me nuts. And I nearly lost my family allowance there, you know. But the game kicks off and they've got the ball. He comes here. There, honestly, he's breathing on us. And I went, you've got the ball? He went, I can't play football. He says, neither are you today. He looked around at the players and to give us the ball. And the ball went out for the throw-in. He went, he'd come in front of us, he went, I just remembered, I've got to take the throw-ins. Wait there. And I waited for him to come back. I was like, hurry up, Vinny, hurry up, I'm shaking. Yeah. The worst thing is, because there wasn't many crowd there at Wimbledon at that time, you could hear all the fans, you know, laughing and that, which was... But I was so pleased for the game to be here. So pleased.
Tell me the story behind this.
Ah, brilliant. I finished training and I'm driving home, and I just clocked over the zoo. I went, oh, that's a good idea. So I get up the next morning at 7 o'clock, and I went into the zoo, and I said, can I borrow an ostrich, please? And he looked, he went, an ostrich? I said, yeah, I would like to take a training. So he says, go on, I've got a couple of foot to look at. So I went that one, and then...
He let you take an ostrich?
Yeah, but I took a shirt, I put it on my ear shirt on the ostrich, and... But I remember driving the training ground, and the ostrich in the back of the seat. So I waited for the lads who were on the pitch warming up, and I had an ostrich on the pitch. It was class. But the worst one about that, the lads finished training at 1 o'clock. I finished about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You ever tried to catch one of them?
Now, throughout tonight's show, we're going to look at 3 tournaments that inspired a generation of football fans. The 1996 European Championships, the 1991 FA Cup and the 1990 World Cup. But we can't do that without 2 of your closest friends and teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Seaman and Stuart Pearce. Genuine warm hugs. Because, David, you actually see a lot of Paul, don't you? And you talk all the time.
Yeah, a few times. He gets me on the phone more than often.
When he calls you, how long are your conversations?
About 3 days.
Stuart, what about you? When did you last see Gaza?
Probably about 5 minutes ago in the green room.
Well, yeah,
and that's my fix for the next 4 years. You know what I mean?
And David, I know you and Gaza share a love of fishing.
Yeah.
So have you been fishing together, and is that a peaceful experience?
We've been fishing a lot of times, haven't we? And yeah, sometimes it's peaceful. And Terry used to call me over during Euro '96. He'd be like, David, take him fishing, he's getting hyper. So
That was during half time.
yeah.
Scotland.
And then we'd go out and start fishing, and it was just before the Spain game, and there was me, Paul, and Ian Walker, and we were on a boat in the middle of this lake, fly fishing. And remember, we spotted this guy, and he was casting a good line. He got all the gear on, but he was the only guy on there, and we were like fishing away. All of a sudden, I was like, Gaza, where's that guy gone? And as we looked round to try and find him, he popped up from behind the bush with a massive photo lens. Taking photos, and he was like, right, get us in. So he starts rowing in. And we phoned up the fishery manager. We went, lock the gates. There's a reporter in. Got some photos. We want to get the film. So anyway, we each land. You run over to the car, and then the guy's in the car. He would not get out. He says, "I want the film off you. I want the film. You're not going anywhere with that film." And he's like, the guy's looking, no chance. And he reached into the car and grabbed his mobile phone. And the guy was panicking, and he said, "You can have your phone back if I get the film." And then the guy was just like, "No way!" And he put the window up. And we couldn't speak to him then. So he starts letting his tyre down.
He's got the keys, hasn't he?
So with that, the guy then panics, drives straight at the gate, straight through the gate, smashes it onto the road, drives away. You've still got the mobile phone. I said, press redial. Press redial. It went straight through to Piers Morgan. Yeah. And then you had a chat with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a nice chat with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the next day, the picture was on the front of the paper the day of the game, and it had Gaz's Armada, Abel Seaman, and Walker the Plank.
Stuart, what were your ways of unwinding?
I think when they were doing that, I was unveiling the Sex Pistols at Finsbury Park. That was more me. So,
you love your music, don't you?
Oh, fantastic. There's no way I'm child-minding this twat. That's not happening. As for Dave and Chrissy Waddle, they can do that. I only ever want to see him at kick-off time and at the end of the game. That's it. I have an hour and a half, Gazza. No more.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right, we'll keep you on the clock today. I'm scared now. What was it like trying to defend against him in full flow?
I think with Paul, probably the best way to analyse it is look at his England record. I was fortunate enough, my time with England, I started just before Gazza, and we near enough played probably every game near enough together. If ever I get asked, if I go to dinners or whatever, who is the most talented player you've ever... It's this fella here. And I think everyone in football points to him. And he's probably the reason why England got to 2 semi-finals, because we had him in the team. Because he had the arrogance on a football pitch to take on anybody in the world. No one fazed him, you know. And until probably England get another Gascoigne, we probably won't reach that distance in tournaments and further.
Cheers, Stu.
So let's take you back to Italia 90, the World Cup. First game against the Republic of Ireland is exactly 25 years ago. This competition, the closest England have come to regaining the World Cup since 1966. It was the best they'd done since '66, obviously the best they've done since then as well. So what was... There's the lineup. There's
Seriously.
your core people.
Look how serious Stewie is. Say go on.
He
You want
is.
to play right wing? Imagine playing right wing against Todd.
I think you just farted, Gazza. You can see it now, can't you?
So the semi-final against West Germany, you're watching from the stands.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those games that it was so close. It was so close. And there'll be people watching this that weren't born, that didn't see it, that didn't watch. And Stuart, it goes to penalties. And what happened?
I've got to give credit to them. I mean, I think it helped the Germans that Schultz decided that he was going to wait till the ball hit the back of the net and then dive after it. And then come in the dressing room and said, I went the right way for all of them. You know, they hit the net and then you dive, Schultz. You know? Credit to the Germans. I mean, they were very well prepared. In the game, you know, for 2 hours, there was nothing between the two sides. You know, we gained in momentum as the tournament went by. People like Paul and Des Walker, and there was a lot of players, David Platt, their reputations were getting enhanced as the tournament went on, and they come away from that tournament as world-class players, going in as international players, and a lot of people around the world probably didn't know Gazza before the tournament, but they certainly knew him afterwards, you know.
There's a shot of you after your penalty was saved, and the dejection afterwards, just the isolation as well. It must be a very lonely place when you're walking back, knowing.
I got called in for a drugs test with Paul and with Schiltz, with 3 German players. And we sat in a room, and you wouldn't have known who won that semi and who lost it. Credit to the German players. And they were very, very humble. Schiltz walked in, had a quick wee and went.
I was used to the drugs test anyway, so I was done for the
Strangely enough, they don't gather most games. Normally twice or 3 times, you know. I was there for 2 hours. I couldn't go to the toilet because we'd lost about 7 pounds of sweat during the game. I couldn't go to the toilet, so it was me and 3 Germans celebrating their semi-final victory. It's a wonderful 2 hours.
Do you remember, as you turned away from that penalty being saved, do you remember what you were thinking?
I think you just realise the amount of people that you feel in your own heart you've let down at that given moment in time. And after that, basically, when you returned to the UK, we went back to Luton Airport. There was 250,000 people at Luton Airport waiting to greet a team that had only got to a semi-final. It can only happen in England. You can imagine in Germany, if they got to the semi-final, well, they wouldn't even bother flying back into Germany, you know. But for us, 250,000 people there, you know, we gathered with a false belly and false boobies on the top of an open-top bus. It was surreal.
Gazza, you know, the memorabilia that suddenly was available of yours. So your tear-stained shirt fetched £30,000 at auction. You had your own toothpaste, you had your own shin pads. You even had your own board game. Now, I don't know whether you've ever played this board game. Can I be honest and say it's not the quickest or most exciting in the world? We thought about playing it with you, but no.
Where did you get that from?
You'll just get bored. It says it's for 7 and up. I don't really know why, because...
7 and down, I think.
Yeah. It didn't necessarily catch on, but this did. Oh, my word.
Oh, here we go.
Who could forget?
What's that one called?
I think it was number 2. It got to number 2 or something.
It did. It got to number 2 behind Unchained Melody.
Because I remember I was moving to Italy, and when I was moving, Elton John did a piece in the newspaper saying I'll be crap in Italy and I'll never survive. You know, you shouldn't be going there and all that. And I had his number. I rang him up. I said, listen, you've never played football in your life. I do, and not even that. I'm number 2 in the charts. You're number 5 now. Shut up.
Right, let's move forward a year and on to 1991. Paul, you have scored some incredible goals for club and country. For every Spurs fan, though, I think this is probably their favourite.
Why? Why is
Gascoigne going to have a crack? He is, you know. Oh! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Oh, I bet even he can't believe it.
The commentary is great as well from Barry Davies, sort of saying he's not going to from there as he is, you know, and then you score. And, I mean, obviously that is a wonderful moment for you. It's not quite so great for David.
Horrendous.
If we watch
I had forgotten about it.
Had you?
Watch my studs get caught there. It's the truth.
He was
my
wearing
studs
rubbers.
got caught.
Your studs got caught, did they?
You'd never score that again.
Yeah, honestly. Because
Can you imagine, like,
no, if he
all people to let that goal?
I know, best of buddies as well. But the thing is, I'm gutted because if his feet did get stuck, it would have looked even easier. It was class, you know.
That turned out to be the winning goal that sent Tottenham into the final, where they met Stuart Pearce and Nottingham Forest. And anything Gazza can do, Stuart Pearce can do too.
This is an unbelievable goal. Boom, good night.
I think his studs were stuck in the turf.
See, it's that same goal mouth.
Paul, you had an interesting final, really. After that FA Cup final win, you're then out injured for 15 months. And is that when your relationship with alcohol turned from it being something that you could enjoy to something you absolutely had to have, that you relied on?
I think it was when I went to rehab, and I wouldn't admit I was an alcoholic when I was 28. And I still didn't think I was, because after that I stayed all right for about 5 years, and I think it was mainly when I was 33. I had a few drinks, and then a few, and a few when I obviously was drunk. And then for some reason I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning craving for a beer, a drink again. And this went on for a while, and I just knew I was struggling. There was something wrong with it. I wanted to know why I was like this. Once I found out what it was, then I was okay for a week. And then, I was okay, and I stayed all right for a few years again, until I actually then packed in football. You know, and I had nothing to wake up to in the morning. I just felt empty. I felt lonely. I didn't have any of the guys around us. Instead of telling anybody, I isolated myself. And then that's when I took cocaine. I took that for 6 weeks. I got sectioned. It wasn't good. But it was something probably I needed, because that was seeing these people in that, and I'm in this mental home, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm not like this. And unfortunately, I was like them. You know, I was in a bad way. I could not see any way out. And I think it was the time with my dad. I kept on walking through the Metro Centre, and I'm Dad, I'm paranoid. He's looking at us, and he's not saying anything. My dad, I said, Dad, I'm paranoid. He's looking at us. He's looking at us. He went to poor Gascoigne, of course they're looking at you. So that eased up a little bit. But the paranoia lasted for 3 months, and that was the time, probably more than any time in life, I wanted to pass away. But I forget about the people that care, and that's the fans and my mates and that, you know. But it's when I'm in it, it's hard, you know. I get rid of it, so I just try and be careful, you know. But I'm enjoying life, you know. I'm enjoying myself. It's great seeing these guys, because that's what I miss more than anything, you know. You miss the banter with these for 20 years, you know. It's a long time.
You know, the passion that you get from Paul, you know, about getting onto that pitch it's so special to hear him say that. But yeah, but for a goalkeeper, it's different, because you're done.
Sorry.
This moment now, don't ruin it.
Yeah, for a goalkeeper, it's different, because you go out there and you're waiting. You're just waiting for the ball, you know. And sometimes it whizzes in the top corner. And
I kept.
And yeah, so it's a total different, you know, mental attitude for me, because I used to love playing, you know, but I've never missed it. I've been retired like 11 years, and I have not missed it one bit, you know, which is totally different to Paul.
Yeah.
But you know, I just think it's with the goalkeeping situation is match days. Sometimes you go out, you have nothing to do, you know. So the training, I used to love the training. Yeah.
Now, you all joined forces for Euro 96, played here on home soil, and on the 15th of June 1996, you all walked out onto the Wembley pitch to face Scotland. You were 1-0 up, and on 77 minutes, Tony Adams fouled Gordon Jury in the box, and then this happened. What a save! Just turned completely, because fast forward 69 seconds, that is all, and this happened. Gazza, talk us through it.
After my penalty save.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah,
you know my glory, weren't you?
Yes. You'd have got the headlines if it wasn't for that.
I know, 1-0, Seaman saves a penalty, but no, you have to go and do that, don't you?
I hate anyone else having the attention. I need it. I crave it.
England in that tournament got to the quarterfinals. Another penalty shootout, and this time it was against Spain. David, you came to the rescue again. And Stuart, after what happened at Italia 90, incredibly brave decision to go up, take a penalty and score it.
Made a change, didn't it? I put myself forward. I said to Terry, I'll take the third one. He looked at me and went, are you effing sure? Which filled me with a great, you know, give me a little uplift. And I went, yeah. He went, all right. And that was it, you know.
I must admit, though, when I was in goal and then I saw him coming down, I was like, oh, my God. You know, because it just all came flooding back, you know, and then you've never wanted anyone to score a penalty more in your life than this guy here, you know, and when he...
You can see how much it meant to you, but I mean, talking to you tonight and having watched your career as well, I don't think I've ever come across anyone mentally stronger than you. So how you get the nickname Psycho, I don't know, but you are psychologically incredibly tough, or you certainly seem to be.
He is.
I know where I've come from in my life, you know, I'm an electrician by trade, so I think that working class background shields me from all the fluff and rubbish that goes with football in some ways, you know. I'm not afraid to fail. That doesn't faze me in any way. The failure is not preparing to put yourself up as a manager or a coach and stand in front of people and be judged, or as a penalty taker and stand there and say, I'm going to take a penalty. I'm not fazed about missing. I'll deal with the consequences of that if that happens, you know. That's failure if you're not prepared to stand up and do that.
Now, the European Under-21 Championships begin in under a week, and Stuart, you managed the side from 2007 to 2013. So you are very much the man to ask this. Do you think, in certain cases, that players are fast-tracked too quickly into the senior side so that playing for the Under-21s can feel and look like a demotion?
Yes, without a doubt. And I think we've got to get cuter. That's probably the reason why we've been unsuccessful for 60-odd years, in my opinion, because we haven't built a structure and been successful at the younger age groups. And if you've only got to look at, say, France in '98, roll the clock back to '92 and they were European Under-21 champions. Same with the Germans. They've got used to winning at the younger age groups and taking that with them into the senior setup. None of our boys know what it's like to win at senior level. No one has.
Will you watch it, Gazza? Do you watch much football now?
Sort of. If it's not a good game, I'll turn it over for 20 minutes and get the Discovery Channel on again. Which I do, you know, because I still miss it so badly, because I lived for it, like these guys did, you know, and sometimes I get that feeling like I want to play again, and sometimes I feel like watch things I don't see, I don't miss, you know. I don't like it watching players where they're not giving 110%, and it doesn't bother them because they know the following week they've got another 100 grand or whatever. Good luck to them, but show something for it, you know, because believe me, if they're listening or watching, before you know it, your career's over. And them 20 years I had, you know, you was thinking, oh, I've got next week, and all of a sudden I'm not playing anymore. And it's a major shock, you know.
So I don't know whether you'll watch Euro 21.
I watch the Euro 21, yeah.
And who do you think will win that?
I think just looking at the way they're playing at the moment, everyone's focused on that country. I'm going to go for Spain.
David?
I would love England, but I will go Portugal.
Stuart?
England, hopefully.
Fingers crossed for that. And we've reached the end of the show. Have my guests been incredible? It is brilliant to see you looking so well again, Paul. I know everybody here and everybody watching just wishes you well, right behind you. And thank you so much to Paul Gascoigne, to David Seaman and to Stuart Pearce. Week for our last show of the current series. Ronnie O'Sullivan will be here, and with the Ashes just around the corner, also Graham Swan. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.